Books, CDs, DVDs, records, cassettes, comics. Physical media is something we've all known and possessed at one point in time, but as time passes and technology evolves, the need and the popularity has waned significantly. But what if I were to tell you today that it's not quite time to throw out that old cassette tape just yet? Maybe I could even convince you that what you have there is better than its newest counterpart? Okay, so that was a lie. I think everybody can admit that Spotify has more pros than cons versus your average cassette tape, but while this is true for the audio quality and the general accessibility, there is a charm to be had on the physical side of things. It goes beyond aesthetics and what looks good in a TikTok video. Today's media world is larger than ever before. Outrageous competition in every sector of media, whether it be music, movies, TV, YouTube, podcasts. Wherever you can be somebody, there's an infinite number of people trying to be somebody. In an ever-growing content sphere, it's insanely hard to keep track of everything you have ever enjoyed. I know the argument to this one would be pretty simple. If you can't remember you like it, maybe you just didn't like it that much. And surface level, I think that's a fair argument if we were talking like a decade ago, but in the modern age when there are more songs, YouTube videos, and even fucking video games released than ever before, I'm talking in the thousands yearly, I think it's a fair assessment to say that a lot of them have the potential to be good. And even if you only liked 5 of the thousands released yearly, that adds up every year. In a decade's time, that's 50 artists, 50 games, 50 movies that you really enjoy and now have to remember over the course of a decade. Every decade, too. We're talking, like worst case scenario, you live to see like 70. 7 times 50? Come on now. I think it's safe to say a sentimental reminder of that era in your life is justifiable. I love looking at my records, CDs, books, mangas, and posters and seeing everything that I've come to love over the years. Sometimes I buy the first volume of a manga just because I enjoyed the anime and want something to reminisce about, because being how the internet is, in a year's time I may never see that show again, with the algorithm pushing me in 20 different directions. It may not be gone, but it may never come back to me either, and let's say one day it all disappeared. I think everybody remembers when Ubisoft said fuck the players, we can delete your whole library if we feel like it, or when PlayStation recently removed a bunch of content from their media player without compensation, or when Netflix constantly removes shows because contracts end and they have no interest in keeping a show which isn't generating them significant wealth. I know it's a bit of an exaggeration to say that physical media is preservation, because at the end of the day somebody has something posted somewhere in their little corner of the web space, but just let that sink in. Even Steam could take your entire game library from you one day without an explanation. Legally, can they do that? I don't know, but just the concept that what I've paid for is not actually mine is off-putting. Sites shut down, game servers get closed, apps get removed from the store, the internet is a volatile place, and who's to say that your favorite show won't get taken down for this, that, and the third? Owning physical versions of the things you love ensures that they will never get lost to the sands of time, and nobody can take it from you but yourself. And imagine, in the worst scenario in the world, an apocalypse, right? No internet, cell service, nothing. In a perfect world, you might have a generator, and guess what you can do with that? Watch physical copies of the media you bought, listen to physical copies of the music you have. And fuck it, no generator? Books and comics, baby. The apocalypse doesn't have to be boring if you just expand your horizons. And look, if nothing else persuades you, physical media gets you off your fucking computer. What if I told you you can enjoy art through a medium other than a screen? I'm not gonna millennial the fuck out of you guys today, don't worry, but I will say reading, whether it be books or manga or comics, has truly been bliss for me these past couple months. Taking time away from working on editing, portfolio shit, and gaming to rest my eyes and feel the texture of the paper is super rewarding to me. And the shit that you can read about isn't any different from a computer. There's damn near a book for everything and anything. Educating myself through books on the USSR, Malcolm X, and Hokkaido, then switching to Fire Force, Naruto, and Bleach, it's such a great way to spend your time. So rewarding and feels infinitely more productive than playing a new game every single day. I play games every day, so I don't want to come off as the book nerd lecturing you for not reading like the superior man that I am, but it's just a great medium that adds to the variety of content I can consume and be content with in a day. I know some people would look at this point and be like, but I have no problems with being on my computer all day. I'm not complaining about playing Valorant. And I think that's fair, to each their own, but I feel like everybody deserves and will eventually come to the realization that bettering themselves is not impossible and beneficial tenfold. Playing Valorant for 6 hours a day is something I'm no stranger to, but when do you look in the mirror and say, yeah, I'm having fun, but I'm wasting countless hours of my life? Now, fun isn't waste, I know, but when you're in a social setting and all you can talk about is the new jet nerf and who's the baddest agent, I hope you reflect and realize what a difference it makes, not only how you view yourself, but how others perceive you as well, to diversify diversify your knowledge and understanding of the world around you. Now, some of you might say that you don't need to buy books and comics to diversify what you educate yourself on, and that's fair game. You don't need to. First of all, there's a fucking library, so let's say you don't buy it, you can still read, you're not paying money for it. But, okay, there is benefits in learning away from the computer, mainly being distractions. In a book, you can't see the next Discord nodie that someone sent over asking you to run the Fort Duos. In a book, you can't pull up your Amazon cart and get to researching your next purchase. It takes you away from it all, to the point where you'd have to go out of your way and inconvenience yourself to go check your phone or your computer. And if you can't control yourself from doing even that, I'm sorry to say you're too far gone, buddy. A mere video essay isn't going to save you. You have to look within yourself and do some reevaluations. Maybe hit an AA meeting or two, apply the concepts elsewhere. I'm not perfect. I'll never claim I am. I never have been and never will be. I'm going to keep growing as an individual and continue to learn in different ways to approach life and see the world, but I don't think it's unfair to say objectively broadening your horizons to the medium which you can experience the art and history that this life has to offer is beneficial. Physical media and abstaining from constant computer use has educated me in many ways I could have never imagined. I've started learning a new language, learning about martial arts, reading philosophy books, countless mangas and comics which enhance my pop culture knowledge, learning about history of various countries, religions, races, and art forms, and experiencing works of fiction from around the globe. It has enhanced my life greatly, my understanding of the world we live in, and my social skills and ability to speak on topics previously foreign to me. And I don't look at everything so objectively and artificially when actually learning and reading. I don't expect anybody to read something they don't want to because I said it enhanced their lives or their knowledge or some shit. It just happens to be that those things have all caught my interest, and I'm certain there's something out there that would catch everyone's interest in some ways. Swapping to consuming more physical media has inspired hobbies as well, as I've taken up learning guitar and working out once again, and photography and videography, which does tie into digital work, but it does still take me out to experience different parts of life and enjoy the beauty of it all. If there's one thing to take away from this essay, it's that it can't hurt. Picking up a novel, comic, manga, record, cassette, CD, DVD, whatever the case may be. Worst case scenario, it sits in your room as a reminder of something you love, and best case scenario, you get more use out of it than you could have ever imagined, and it opens your mind to things even beyond the media itself. It's inspiring to me, it made me reevaluate and change how I approach life, and my one hope is that it will do the same for you.